Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narnarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagvatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namaha Pankajanaabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Srimad Gopishwaram Vande Shankaram Karunamayam Sarvakleshaharam Devam Vrindaranyaratim Pradam. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 7. Lord Shiva saves the universe by drinking the poison. And we read till text number 31 last time. We were discussing about Lord Shiva, his 5 faces, how he is the Dikpal in Vrindavan, in Barsana, and Gopeshwar Mahadev, Kameshwar Mahadev, Chakaleshwar Mahadev, Bhuteshwar Mahadev, Ashishwar Mahadev, so many Mahadev. So let's read the next verse, text number 32. Kamadhvara Tripura Kala Garadhyaneka Bhuta Druha Kashyapataha Stutayena Tatte Yastav Antakala Idam Atma Kritam Swanetra Vani Sfulinga Shikhaya Bhasitam Naveda. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When inhalation is performed by the flames and sparks emanating from your eyes, the entire creation is burned to ashes. Nonetheless, you do not know how this happens. What then is to be said of your destroying the Dakshayagya, Tripurasura, and Kalakuta poison? Such activities cannot be subject matters for prayers offered to you. Purport: since Lord Shiva considers the great acts he performs to be very unimportant, that was what was to be said of counteracting the strong poison produced by the churning. The demigods indirectly prayed that Lord Shiva counteract the Kalakuta poison which was spreading throughout the universe. Hare Krishna. So, in this verse, the demigods continue to offer their prayers, and we have actually read these past times about Daksha Yagya, that how the Prajapati Daksha did not offer respects to Lord Shiva, and then there was a big fight, and Mata Sati she burned to ashes, and then a demon was created, and then there was a big story. It's a long story, and then Daksha's head was chopped off, and then he got a goat head. All that comes in Canto 4, the first 7 chapters of Canto 4, I believe. Who remembers this Tripura story? Anyone remembers? You recall that we have read this? Who recalls at least we have read this? Most of you were present in that actually. Okay, so that's the homework. So you have to figure out. You were all present. Most of you were present there. Okay, and the Kalakuta poison. So well, uh, all these activities are like in Hindi they say "Bhai Hath Ka Khel." There's no big thing. Uh, Such activities are cannot be subject matters for prayers. It's like if you say to a millionaire or a billionaire, "Hey, you are rich." It's nothing new. It's like okay, so what? So it's it's like it's a very insignificant thing for Lord Shiva to do all these things. Hmm. So the demigods, in short, are asking that this Kalakuta is troubling us, dear Lord Shiva. You are great. Please help us out. We need your help. Um, so after all those prayers, now they are kind of coming to what they came to ask Lord Shiva. Any other comments anyone has? Any questions? Tripura actually came in Canto 6, the three cities. I think Canto 6 we read that. Hmm. I'll also have to refer. But I certainly remember that the demigods were troubled, and then Lord Shiva came to help them and destroyed this city. And therefore, his name is Tripurari, the destroyer of Tripura. Um, like Murari, the killer of Mura demon, um, Mrigari, the killer of Mriga or the hunter. So Ari is the destroyer. So Tripurari is also name of Lord Shiva. Okay, let's read on the next verse. Would someone like to read who didn't get a chance yesterday? Yes, Kashish Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, please. Ye त्वामात्मरां गुरुभिर्हृदि चिन्ततां गिरिः द्वन्द्वं चरन्तमु tapasa katanta ugrapurusham parusham niratam shamshan inamuti avidam stava halat lajjaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Exalted, self-satisfied persons who preach to the entire world think of your lotus feet constantly within their hearts. However, when persons who do not know your austerity see you moving with Uma, they misunderstand you to be lusty, or when they see you wandering in the crematorium, they mistakenly think that you are ferocious and envious. Certainly, they are shameless. They cannot understand your activities. Purport. Lord Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. It is therefore said, Vaishnava Kriya Mudra Vignena Bhujaya. Even the most intelligent person cannot understand what a Vaishnava like Lord Shiva is doing or how he is acting. Those who are conquered by lusty desires and anger cannot estimate the glories of Lord Shiva, whose position is always transcendental. In all the activities associated with lusty desires, Lord Shiva is an implement of Atmaram. Ordinary persons, therefore, should not try to understand Lord Shiva and his activities. One who tries to criticize the activities of Lord Shiva is shameless. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Shall I describe or back to you, Prabhuji?
Yes, please share your thoughts, your realizations.
Ji. So in this purport, we are reading about, since chapter we are reading about the glories of Lord Shiva and how he is the personified extension of Lord Vishnu. And since we have reading so much, so in this they are specifically saying that since Lord Shiva is coming together with Uma Mata or Mata Parvati, so many devotees or people misunderstand about his togetherness with Mata. But there's, I'm sorry, Prabhuji, I cannot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So it's a very important verse here. Vaishnava Namatasham is the best amongst the devotees. Now he is the practically the king of the world, right? He is the creator of the world. But he lives in crematorium. He puts the ashes. He has no home actually. Have you ever seen a king having no home? But because he has the best of the best wealth. And what is the topmost wealth? When persons, yes, to preach the entire world to think of your lotus feet constantly within their heart. So basically, what does he give? We just read yesterday also. Sarva Kalesha Haram Devam Vrindaranya Ratim Pradam. He gives the topmost wealth of bhakti. We read that in Canto 4 also. Anyone who approaches, because Krishna says, and there's a verse, Krishna se tomara, Krishna dete paro, tomara shakti ache. Krishna gives everything, but one thing he has given, one thing he cannot give. Because one thing he has given the task to give that to his devotees, and that is bhakti. Like if Narad Muni, recommends someone, my dear Lord, please bestow your mercy upon him, then Lord cannot say no. One devotee was saying, Hari's grace Sarvabhaumam, Prabhu, Narada, Rad, जिसकी application रद्द नहीं होती. If Narad Muni applies, that this devotee should get the visa to back home, back to Godhead, then उसकी application रद्द नहीं होगी. Similarly, if pure devotees like Lord Shiva shower their mercy, and showering mercy is actually there are two types of kripa. His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj explains this point, that the two types of kripa is the Sahakapat kripa and Nishkapat kripa. The Sahakapat means with duplicity. So Lord Shiva is Ashutosh also, gets easily pleased. Ravana was a devotee of Lord Shiva, and so many Bhasmasur devotee of Lord Shiva gets easily pleased. But when he gives all these material boons like wealth, you know, home, property, this, that, this is called Sahakapat Kripa. This is not the true mercy of Lord Shiva or any other demigod. The Nishkapat Kripa is the true mercy, and that Kripa is giving Vrindaranya Rati Pradam, is giving devotion unto Lord Krishna, is giving devotion to Lord Mukunda, Murari. So we should not mistake Lord Shiva to be a person hey with matted hairs and putting the skulls and the bones and ashes, etc. So that's not that's basically an offense. One who tries to criticize the activities of Lord Shiva is shameless, and that's what we see what happened with Daksha. He did not offer respect to Lord Shiva, and why he got a goat head? Because he acted like an animal. Okay, any other comments? Any questions, additions? Okay, let's continue reading. Text number 34. Yes, would someone like to read this one? Not read.
Hare Krishna
Punamataji?
Prabhu, I can read.
Yes. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam, text 34. Tata tasya te sadasato paratparasya naja swarupa gamane prabhavanti huknaha brahmadaya kimuvata संस्तवने वयं तुम तत्सर्ग सर्गा विषया अपि शक्ति मात्रम. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Even personalities like Lord Brahma and other demigods cannot understand your position, for you are beyond the moving and non-moving creation. Since no one can understand you in truth, how can one offer you prayers? It is impossible. As far as we are concerned, we are the creatures of Lord Brahma's creation under the circumstances. Therefore, we cannot offer you adequate prayers. But as far as our ability allows, we have expressed our feelings. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, as far as our ability allows, it's a very important point. And okay, we may not be great scholars, we may not be big pandits, yogi, devotee, all these are very big terms. But Lord Shiva or Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, we should try our best to glorify. If we know one verse to glorify Krishna, then we should sing one verse. And even if we don't know any prayers, mantra hinam, kriya hinam, mudra hinam, bhakti hinam, all hina, I mean, I'm devoid of mantra, devoid of bhakti, but I want to sincerely try. Then Krishna will give the intelligence. So no one can understand the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees like Lord Shiva. But nonetheless, we must try to express our expression of gratitude through words, thoughts, actions as far as our ability allows us. In any service, as far to the best of our abilities, we must try. Because Krishna has given all of us different abilities to do different services, to do different things. So we must realize that, understand that, and do to the best of our abilities. Not do something to overwhelm and lead to burnout. But at the same time, I mean, that's often not the case, except for a few rare souls. Majority of the times, the case is that we don't do till the best of our abilities. And how will we understand that? Am I doing to the best of my ability? Am I feeling that I'm getting little out of my comfort zone? That's what how His Grace Visheshika Prabhu explains. If I'm in my comfort zone, then I'm not really actually doing the best of my ability. So we should be little out of the comfort, not completely out, at least like so that we feel little uncomfortable. In the management also, they say that we should have smart goals these days. Most of you may have aware, we have like goal setting every year. So the goals should be smart. Smart should be, they should be specific, measurable, and challenging also. It should not be that, no, they should not be too far-fetched. At the same time, they should not be like, okay, I will, like, how do I say? An example. I will, on Govardhan Puja, I will make 4 offerings. Well, 4 I do anyways every day. So what special am I doing on Govardhan Puja? Practically nothing. If I say I'll make 400 offerings, then I will burn out probably. But if I say I'll make 5 offerings, I'm not doing anything special. On my child's birthday, I do 10 offerings, But on Lord's birthday, Lord's Govardhan Puja, I'm doing only 5 offerings. That means I'm not doing my best. Maybe I cannot do 400 offerings like in a temple, but probably I can stretch myself a little to make 20 offerings or 30 offerings, so something like that. Same with any kind of, whether distributing books or distributing prasadam or just sharing or services in the temple, around the temple, outreach, chanting, getting up in the morning, or attending Bhagvatam class, etc. All these is, if we continue to be in our comfort zone, then we will never grow. That's the point. So we should try to do the best as far as our ability allows. You know, a famous story, Hanumanji was picking big boulders, mountains, and the little spider was, or the squirrel was picking to the best of their ability. So Lord Ram was equally pleased with both. Why? Because they were doing to the best of their abilities. So Krishna does not see how much we do, but he does see, are we doing to the best of our ability? For some person, donating $100 could be a very big amount, because all he has is, let's say, $200, and he gave 50% of that for some service. But so for someone, giving $100 could be just like, giving one penny, because he has millions of dollars. And for that person, if one penny, you lose one penny, will you cry over it? Will you feel that you lost something, or will you feel, oh, I did something big by giving one penny? No. So this is an important lesson, and it's applied in every aspect, in verses, in glorification, in cooking, in sadhana, seva, every aspect, to do the best of our ability. Any other comments, questions, any additions? Okay, Puna Mataji, you want to read, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sure. Dandat Pranam everyone. Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. Text 35. Yetat param prapashyamo na param te maheshwara mridanaya hi lokasya vyakti ste swavyakta karmana. Translation. O greatest of all rulers, your actual identity is impossible for us to understand. As far as we can see, your presence brings flourishing happiness to everyone. Beyond this, no one can appreciate your activities. We can see this much and nothing more. Purport. When the demigods offered these prayers to Lord Shiva, their inner purpose was to please him, so that he would rectify the disturbing situation created by the halahal poison. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20, Kama is tair harta janana prapadayante anya devata. When one worships demigods, this is certainly because of deep-rooted desires he wants fulfilled by the mercy of those demigods. People are generally attached to the worship of demigods for some motive. So in this purport, Prabhupada has mentioned it is in the translation first. Shiva is the Lord who can bring the flourishing happiness to everyone, and there is we can see I don't know. Okay, purport. So here demigods are trying to please Lord Shiva, doing a lot of prayers, offering a lot of prayers, so that they can please him to rectify the situation that is disturbing situation created by the halahal poison, and they are pleasing Lord Shiva to please us come and save demigods. That's all I understood, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So the point here is, which we kind of already covered, the Sahakapat Kripa and the Nishkapat Kripa. Most people approach demigods to get something in return, and that generally is not the highest thing. Generally, what do people approach demigods for? Oh, give me a good wife. Oh, give me a good son. Oh, give me good wealth. Oh, give me a new job. Oh, give me a life partner. Give me this. Give me that. Give. In North India, they give bundi, the little sweet balls. I don't know what. It said that they will give 100 grams bundi means maybe 50 50 or 100 balls. It's very tiny. It's like a peanut, not like a like a pea. That sweet ball. And one devotee was mentioning that there are more desires in the heart than the bundi danas in the packet to offer. So that's not the best thing actually. कामेस तेस्तेस हृतज्ञान प्रपद्यन्ते अन्य देवता, जिसका काम से हर लिया है ज्ञान, हृतज्ञान, that means their knowledge have been stolen, haran. By what? By kama, by desires for material life, in short, better material life. So that's not the best thing to ask the demigods. In fact, that is considered demoniac, because that's what Lord Shiva was doing. That's what Ravana was doing. He approached Lord Shiva for material desires. That's what Bhasmasur was doing. That's what Hiranyakashipu was doing. So, approaching for material desires. So, people are generally attached to worship of the demigod for some material motive. So, we should not ask, even if we have material desires, we should approach Krishna. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. If one has akama, no material desires, moksha kama, desire for liberation, sarva kama, all the desires, in all situations one must approach Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, Lord Keshava. So that's the point here. The demigods are expressing their interest to get helped with halahal poison. Now I want to mention about Tripura. Who all were present in the study of Canto 7, Prahlad Maharaj section in this call? You remember you studied Canto 7 in this group? Most of you
Hare
were
Krishna
present, right?
Prabhu. I remember the pastime where in that Leela,
Mhm.
Vishnu and Lord Brahma took the form of calf and cow, and they drank all the poison, and Lord Shiva killed that demon, I think.
Yes, I'll briefly narrate that story. So that comes in Canto 7, Chapter 10. So Chapter 10 is basically, it's the end of Prahlad Maharaj section. So after that, the topic is changing, and then the ideal family life is discussed in the following chapter. So chapter 10 is kind of the transition happening from Prahlad Maharaj story to Yudhishthira Maharaj story, asking about ideal family life, etc., ideal social orders. So what happens in the second half of the canto in chapter 10? So Lord Shiva is first being glorified, that even Shiva and Brahma could not properly describe the Supreme Lord. So Narada Muni is basically glorifying the Pandavas, glorifying the first he's glorifying um, his great devotee, um, Prahlad, and then the Pandavas. And then finally this story comes. He's giving a proof that how these are great. So what happened? Narad Muni, long ago, he said that Mayadanav reduced the reputation of Lord Shiva. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj asked, how come Mayadanav vanquished Lord Shiva's reputation? How did Lord Krishna save Lord Shiva? He's very curious to ask. Then, when the demigods defeated the demons took shelter of Mayadanav. Okay? So the mystic Mayadanav made 3 invisible residences. One of gold, silver, and iron each. Does it recall something? Gold, silver, and iron? Three kuta, right? Where was Trikuta? What is connected with Trikuta? What's connected with? Yes, Gajendra. Gajendra pastime. Trikuta mountains. The three mountains, one of gold, one of silver, and one of iron. So three Purari. So Tripura. Pur is like city, Mayapur, Jagannathpur, and Nagpur. So many. So three residences. And it was like an invisible, right, to the demigods. He's a Mayadana. That's why he's a special powers he had. So all the demigods approached whom? Approached Lord Shiva for protection. And then Lord Shiva assured, and then he released his golden arrows that covered the three residential airplanes of the demons, and the demons lost their lives. Okay, so he released golden arrows and the demons lost their lives. But what happened? Mayadana received the demons by putting their dead bodies into a well, Mrita Sanjeevani. Special, he had a special well of nectar called Mrita Sanjeevani Sanjeevan. Mrita Sanjeev Yita. So the demons then became strong like thunderbolt and got up like lightning, and Shiva became disappointed. So basically, all his, the demons were back in action and with more strength. And then, as Kirti Mataji said, Lord Vishnu and Lord Brahma became a cow and a calf, respectively. So Lord Vishnu became a cow and Brahma became a calf and drank all the nectar in the well. So Mayadana had a special well where this Mrita Sanjeevani was present. And because of the Lord's illusion, the demons could not forbid the cow and the calf. Now, Mayadana can do illusion to others, but who is the master of all illusion? Who is this cause of all causes? Lord Vishnu, Lord Kṛṣṇa. How can he be into illusion? He's the one who puts everyone into illusion. So, and then finally, Mayadana said to the demons, what has been destined by the Supreme Lord cannot be undone by anywhere, by anyone, including the demigods, demons, or humans. So basically, he's kind of said whatever the plan is for the Lord, that we have to accept. So thereafter, Lord Kṛṣṇa equipped Shiva with all the paraphernalia like charioteer, flag, horses, elephants, bow, shield. So basically, Lord Kṛṣṇa gave all these items to Lord Shiva so that he could get ready for the war to fight with the demons. Then Lord Shiva sat on this wonderful chariot and set fire to all the three residences. What are the three residences? Gold, silver, and iron, the Tripura, and destroyed them. And the demigods, saints, and others showered flowers and praised Lord Shiva upon this wonderful heroic act. And that is basically, that's why he's known as Tripurari, the destroyer of Tripura, the three cities of Mayadana. Do you like this story? Quick refresher. See, this is Kali Yuga. Every time we hear, we feel it's so fresh, but we just read like, I also actually, I'm saying for myself, I had totally forgotten actually. I had to remember like I read somewhere, but all the details were missing. So I had to refer again to the Subodhini. That's the beauty in Kali Yuga, that every time we read, we feel, wow, it's so nice. Although we have read it, so Kali Yuga has some advantage so that our taste continues to remain there. Okay, so that's about Lord Shiva. Any other comments, questions before we move to see what happened next? Okay, let's move on. So to read text 36. Yes, Swati Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna and with Pranam. Text 36. Shri Sukha Vacha Tadvikshya Ikshya yasanam tasam kripaya prishapeditam peditaha sarvabhuta surideva idam aha satim priyam. Translation. Srila Sukadev Goswami continued. Lord Shiva is always benevolent toward all living entities. When he saw that the living entities were very much disturbed by the poison which was spreading everywhere, he was very compassionate. Thus he spoke to his eternal consort Sati as follows. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So thank you, Mataji. Very, very nice quality of Lord Shiva. Of course, he's ocean of qualities, but one quality which is coming here, Sarva Bhuta Suhrit. This is used for great souls and for the Supreme Lord. Sarva Bhuta Suhrit. Suhrida. Hrida means heart. Su means good heart, favorable heart, kind and compassionate heart towards everyone. So Suhrid is a friend of everyone. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Gyatva Mam Shantim Uchati is used for pure devotees and used for the Supreme Lord as well. So, seeing the suffering of others, he spoke these words, which we will see what he spoke to Lord, to Mata Uma or Parvati. But the important point here is to note that great people have so much compassion in the heart that they cannot see suffering of others. A person who is just satisfied in one, oh, I have a nice home. Others are dying of this and that. Others are suffering. Why do I care? I have a nice home. I have nice food. Why the hell I bother about others? That's not the act of a devotee. What to speak of a devotee that does not befit even a good human being. Great souls are Titikshva Karunika Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Ajata Shanta Suhridam Titikshva Karunika Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhubhushanam. They are very, very tolerant and they are full of mercy, full of compassion for others. They consider everyone as their friend. Others' pain is their pain. Others' joy is their joy. Why did Srila Prabhupada come to United States of America 50 years back with no resource, no help, no support, nothing? He was very happy. The atmosphere in Vrindavan Dham, Shri Radha Damodar Mandir, so many wonderful, the places where Krishna did all the pastimes, the places where Goswamis did all the pastimes. They wrote the sacred literatures, full of the transcendental, sound, name, form, qualities, everything, association, everything in abundance. But came on a cargo ship in a Jaladuta, suffering so much without any resources to a country like America where it is totally opposite from Vrindavan. Why? Because he could not see the suffering of others. That is the compassion of Srila Prabhupada. So, of course, who are we to be compassionate upon anyone? But at least we can be, start with our own self. That means to accept what Srila Prabhupada has given. And to truly accept means to like Nizola Sadhana Swami Maharaj was explaining, how can we express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, right? He has done so much for us. Shouldn't we all be grateful? Certainly we should be very, very grateful. And what does it mean to be grateful? To first accept completely the message, the chanting of the holy name, the message of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then to share with everyone else. This is the real thing. You know, um, this is a real vaccine from coronas, to free from cycle of birth and death. And O is for, onslaught of vices, lust, anger, greed are torturing us every moment. But if we come in association of devotees, then we will be immune from this corona. It is the cycle of repeated birth and death. One will be, completely free from that cycle of repeated birth and death. What was the R for in the corona? Yes, reactions of past misdeeds. Purva janmani kritani cha. Giri parashar api papa rashi. Mountains and mountains of sins can be destroyed when who chants the holy names. And then the next O is the ownership mentality. Ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. So we can be free from that mentality to understand that my real self is Jivara Swarupa Krishna and Nitya Das. I'm not I, me, and mine. I'm not Indian. I'm not Punjabi, Gujarati, Telugu, all this. I'm not engineer, doctor, all this. I'm not rich and poor. I'm not black or white or yellow or brown. So, the Sarva Bhutanam, Sarva means everyone, not just people of my community, not just people of my city, because I live in this city, so I'll be kind to people of this city. Or not only to just humans. We have seen that great souls are kind to everyone. Everyone means Sarva Bhutanam means everyone actually, not just the human beings. And then finally, the N is the negativity of mind, and A is the adversities of material life. We are all struggling so much. Prakriti sthani karshati. So much struggle. Everyone so much struggling. But Bhagavad Gita, this Bhagavatam is a real medicine. So we can be a messenger of that compassion of Srila Prabhupada. And this is the Gita Jayanti month going on. This is the Gita Jayanti is just coming 2 days from now. The world, and I have heard from so many devotees in Tampa and around the Tampa and in multiple parts. People are sharing so much gratitude after receiving Bhagavad Gita. Not only Indians, even the white-bodied, black-bodied, all colors. Because everyone is, as Vishishika Prabhu says, everyone is waiting. When will the messengers of Gaur Nitai come and knock their doors and come? Jiva jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Kota Nidra Yao Maya, Pichachira Khole. We are waiting. When will the messengers of Sri Gauranga Nityananda come and knock their doors and say, my dear friend, please chant the holy name. Please take to the message of Krishna consciousness. That is real compassion. That is what everyone is looking for. Some know it, as George Harrison writes in the foreword of Kṛṣṇa book. Everyone is looking for Krishna. Some know it, some don't know it. Why? Because everyone is looking for happiness, freedom from adversities, freedom from stress. And how will that come? Through Krishna consciousness. So some know it, but some don't know it, but they're still looking for it. Because they're in the dormant sleeping state. But it's our duty as an aspiring sadhaka to help to spread Prabhupada's mission. Not only, who are we to spread anything? Who are we to make anyone a devotee? But in this process, what will happen? If anyone else becomes devotee or not, that's a secondary thing. One person will become devotee. If we are genuinely in our intentions and genuinely trying to serve Srila Prabhupada, we will become devotee for sure. Any other comments, any additions, questions on this topic? And we'll see what he told to Mata Parvati tomorrow. Very, very nice lessons are there in the remainder of the chapter. So we'll see that tomorrow. But before we close, anyone has any comments or questions? Additions? Okay. Okay, so we will pause here. We can meditate upon this compassionate nature of Lord Shiva and the qualities of Lord Shiva, and we will see tomorrow what he spoke to his dear wife. Hare Krishna. Sandeep, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.